Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mackenzie Sullivan. If you're new here, I am a track and field athlete and I run for the University of Pittsburgh. Today is going to be a Q&A about me, about track, things that you guys wanted to know. I asked you guys to send in some questions both on YouTube and on my Instagram. You guys sent in a lot of good questions and you guys sent in a lot of good questions. Maybe coming outside was a bad idea. We're gonna try and ignore that. I also don't know how the lighting is right now. I'm sure I look like a ghost, but we're dealing with it because I just felt like coming outside today because it's so nice. Alright, so I saved a bunch of the questions that you guys asked. Let's get into it. The first one is, how did you stay motivated after a bad season or multiple bad meets? P.S. I love your videos so much and you inspire me to go D1. I love you. Thank you so much. That means a lot to me. It can be hard to stay in it when you've had a bad race or multiple bad races, a bad season. It can be very discouraging. For me, if you guys have been around for a while, back in my freshman year when I started my YouTube channel, that was the worst season I've ever had. It did not go at all according to plan. I was running the worst I've ever ran. But for me, staying motivated is just remembering my goals, my why. Why did I start running track? What do I want to get out of track? And also trying to remember that a bad race, a bad practice, a bad season, a bad year does not determine who you are as an athlete. For me, I mean, it would have been very easy for me to be like, okay, this is the athlete I am, I guess, after my freshman year, but I knew that that wasn't me. And, you know, I just stayed committed that summer, honestly. As soon as I got home from school after a terrible season, I got to work. And the hard work I put in ended up transferring into my results the next year. Remember why you're doing this in the first place and how much it means to you, and don't give up on yourself. The next question is, what's something you wish you knew your freshman year? Something I wish I knew, which I know people say a lot, but I said no, not me, is that freshman year doesn't go according to plan for most people. If you just had your freshman year and it did not go the way that you envisioned it would, don't count yourself out. Don't get discouraged, because that first year there's a lot of adjustments happening. You're new to collegiate athletics, you're new to college, you're new to living on your own. All these things are changing and you've got to give yourself some grace. So I think, yeah, I wish my freshman year I knew that it's okay and you're gonna be fine and everything's gonna turn out how it's supposed to. Because I really don't think my sophomore year, I don't think I would have had the mindset that I did my sophomore year without that experience for my freshman year. And I feel like this past year, my mindset was the best it's ever been since I started athletics. And I want to continue to build off of that for next year to have an even better season, learn from all the experiences, and it all happens for a reason. Next question is, what is your favorite thing about being a college athlete at the University of Pittsburgh? My favorite thing about being a college athlete, period, is I think that all the traveling I get to do, which can be very tiresome, leaving midweek or early in the week every week when you're in season, that can be very overwhelming. But the actual being in all these cool places, I think that's so fun and unique to the student athlete experience that not a lot of people get to do, and I'm grateful for that. And Pitt specific, my favorite thing about being at Pitt is just my team and my support system at Pitt. My teammates are everything and they are my best friends, and also my coaches. I've learned so much from them and they have taught me a lot about who I am as an athlete and as a person, and I appreciate them for that. The support I've gotten from the nutrition team and all those different areas have been significant, I think, in my development as an athlete, and for that I am very grateful for just the people around me at Pitt. The next question is, can you walk us through how you decide what workouts to do? So this question I got asked on one of the videos that I posted of me recently being at home for the summer. So I'll kind of walk you through like the phases of the year of what my training looks like. Right now, being in summer, I am focusing on just work with my coach at home, and that is really whatever he thinks I need to work on going into the next year. I work a lot on conditioning, keeping my endurance up, continuing to develop that, and also some technical hurdle work that he just wants me to perfect before I get back to school. I've also been working a lot on some short speed this summer, just because that's something that I want to improve in. So that's kind of summer. Getting into fall, that is preseason, and that is strictly conditioning. Lots of hard workouts. Usually during conditioning, you know, we don't have spikes. It's just longer distance workouts, 600s, 300s. We do lots of hill work. And then you transition into winter and spring, and those we are in season, so we will have kind of a mix of everything. Certain days of the week we are working on short speed work, hurdle work, and some days of the week we have like those hard workouts. You just have that balance so that you're staying on top of all those different important aspects while you're in season. So that's kind of a basic overview of what my training looks like, and yeah, I hope that answers kind of what I'm doing right now while I'm in summer training. Next question, I just came across your page. I love your videos, keep it up. Which camera do you use? Thank you so much, I appreciate you. I hope you stick around. And the camera that I use is the Sony ZV-1. I've had this camera for almost exactly a year. My dad got it for me and I absolutely love it. The quality is amazing and it's really like compact, so it's easy to travel with when I'm like, you know, going through TSA every single week. So yeah, that's my camera, love her. Next question is, why did you choose Pitt, and is there anything you wish you knew before going? So my recruiting experience is pretty unique, me being the high school class of 2021. Any of you that are also in my year, you can attest to this. But I didn't get to really go on any visits. I got a couple unofficial visits my junior year, but when it came to my senior year, everything was pretty much shut down because of COVID and I couldn't go and visit anywhere. My recruiting was based off of phone calls, Zoom meetings, and just, you know, me looking up things on the internet. With that being said, the phone calls that I had with the coaches at Pitt, I just really could feel it. It was a gut feeling because really all I had to work with were the gut instincts I had, how I felt like I would fit in with their coaching style, what their beliefs were, what that was for their program. And with Pitt, I just knew. I felt comfortable on the phone when I talked to the coaches. I felt like they valued me as an athlete and that they knew I would be an asset to their team. Yeah, so it was based off the vibe. It was the vibe. I'm honestly still so happy with my decision. I don't think anything would have changed it. And yeah, I absolutely love it now. Have amazing people in my life, amazing environment. And the second part of that question is, okay, I'm coming in here to answer the second part of the question because I changed my answer, but it's what is something you wish you knew before coming to Pitt? And as I was editing, I remembered something that I wanted to say, and that is that the food like options on campus are not great. And I'm not talking about like the dining hall, I'm talking about food like on campus, like restaurants and stuff. Now that I have a car on campus, it's easier because you can go different places to get food, but just on like the main street of Pitt, there aren't a lot of food options. So that's something I think I wish I prepared a little bit more for, because in my apartment, I was very fortunate to have like my own kitchen and everything in the student athlete dorms, but I don't really know how to cook very well. And it's something I think I should have prepped more before going to school, is learning how to cook more things, because I would have wanted to use that kitchen a lot more than I did, I think. But I'm learning how to cook a little bit more things, and also, I mean, I can go off campus get food, so it's all good. But yeah, that is something I wish I knew ahead of time, I think. Okay, so you just overheated. I stuck you in the fridge for a little bit, so you should be good for a few more minutes. So let's see what we can get through. The next question is, what's been your fave thing about college so far, other than me, of course? Dang it, you know, that's hard, because really the only answer I had was meeting Stephon Brown, so I don't know, I'm gonna have to come back to that one. Actually though, genuinely my favorite thing about college has been the people I've met. I have seriously met my best friends, and I feel like athletes always joke, it's so funny, your coaches handpick your best friends, and I'm so happy with the people they picked because I have some great people on my team, and that is hands down been my favorite thing about my college experience. Other than Steph though. Next is, do you have any good nutrition tips for in-season / what you usually eat when training and racing? I'm not gonna lie, this question was asked a while ago and I didn't really know how to answer it, so I've kind of been putting it off because my nutrition I don't think is the best, and it's something that I've been working on, especially since I've gotten into college. So really the main tip I can give for certain is food is fuel. Make sure you're eating. You know, there are certain things that a athlete needs more of in their meals, but I wouldn't necessarily call anything like dieting. Don't limit yourself. Make sure you're giving your body what it needs to go through what it does in athletics. As far as like what I eat when I'm at meets, usually when I'm at meets I'll have a little lunchbox, and in there I'll have granola bars, like goldfish, fruit snacks, things that are easy to eat, because I know a lot of athletes don't have an appetite right before racing, right? So things that are easy to consume, but also are like good enough substance to make you feel good. And then also, it's not eating, but Pedialyte or just something with electrolytes. I personally really love Pedialyte, specifically Sport Pedialyte, and also Gatorlyte. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. It's the Gatorade with electrolytes. Those make me feel so refreshed, like completely rejuvenated before I race, and I'll usually always have that at races and also at practice sometimes, especially if it's hot. Yeah, those are my recommendations nutrition-wise that I can give you. I'll maybe make a video more in-depth on all of this down the road, but that's what I want to say now in general. Food is fuel. Those are some snacks I snack on during meets, and don't forget electrolytes. Next question is, what are some training tips for people that don't have access to a track or club? So some workouts that I do that are not at a track, hills. Hills are a great workout for speed and power. If they're shorter hills, go to cross-country courses a lot, especially in the summer, going through these hilly courses. So that can give you both endurance and also some speed work if you have shorter hills. And then also plyometrics, which are like jumps and explosive movements, box jumps or bounds, to work on explosion and speed. So those are like the two main things I would suggest if you don't have access to a track, if you want to work on speed, power, and also some endurance. Next question I got is for someone that says that they haven't hurdled before, they're new to hurdling. What are some tips for them? And for that, I actually have a series going on my channel right now called Hurdles for Beginners. I have 2 of those videos up right now, so I will link that if you are new to hurdling and you want to learn more. I am a 400-meter hurdler. I don't think I mentioned that, but that's my main event that I do. So if you're interested and want to check that out, I have those videos up on my channel right now. Next question is, how have you grown in college? I feel like, one, college has flown by for me. I'm already halfway through, and it's so weird because in my mind I'm like, you're 17 years old. I'm not, I'm 20. I do think, even though it feels like it's gone so fast for me, I feel like I've grown so much. And as I've already mentioned, I feel like the most defining thing that I've noticed about me that has changed has just been my mentality. I feel like I've had a lot of mental growth. My confidence has grown a lot, and that has been track specific, but also just in my personal life. I feel like I've grown so much mentally, and I'm grateful for that. I feel like that's something that happens to a lot of people in college, but I feel like I pushed for that. You know, that was something that I wanted for myself. So I'm grateful for the college experiences I've had that have contributed to that mental growth for me, for sure. Next question is, what are some meets high school track runners can go to outside of school? So for that, really, I think the only recommendation I can give is AAU. That's kind of what club track is. People, I think, still run AAU even unattached. You don't have to be affiliated with a club if that's not something that you want to do. So yeah, I would recommend, if you're someone that wants to keep running even when you're not in high school season, look up some information about AAU, find out meets in your area for that, and you'll have a good amount of summer meets there for you. Okay, so next I got quite a few questions asking about my goals for next season and also my goals for my whole collegiate career. This past season, although it was a significant improvement from my freshman year, I fell short of what I was hoping to achieve. So next year for me is really just to do better than I did last year. I want to get further than I did last year. I want to honestly get as far as I can. Last year I stopped my season at conference meet and I didn't make it to finals. I want to make it to finals for my conference, and I want to make it to nationals. By the time I'm wrapping up my senior year, I hope that, you know, really? So sorry, I'm trying to time it right so that you aren't hearing that noise. And by my senior year, you know, being an All-American, that's the ultimate collegiate goal. I want to get there at that meet and perform well. In general for me, I really just hope that my confidence grows in this sport, because that reflects significantly in athletic performance, and my confidence has been a lot of the times a big factor in what holds me back. Please stop. And you know, I've got some numbers in my head that I want to hit, and I'm just gonna keep those in my head, but I'm sure when I do hit those, you'll know about it. And then also with that question, I was asked a couple times if I want to run professionally. That's the goal, that's the dream. I would absolutely love to run professionally and have that be my career. It's something that I'm definitely going to strive for, and I'm going to work very hard at these next few seasons that I have in college. So we'll see. If I'm presented with the opportunity, that would absolutely be a dream. All right, that was the end of all the questions I had. Thank you so much to everyone that asked a question. I appreciate you guys. If you aren't already, be sure to subscribe to my channel for more track and athletic content. Follow my Instagram and TikTok to see more things that I post, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.